Matt is first. How are you doing, Matt? Red light was a close second, followed up by SBC. Oh, I guess I could try to make something up. Yeah, I got to totally rehab the hat light. It turns out the dimensions I had for the battery were wrong. That sucks. Hey, 3D Medic. It's 163. 63. Ah, it's 10 millimeters off. 30. Yeah, 10 millimeters too small. Excuse me. Not argue with you. Are you? Bundle. Yeah, it's just I printed the whole thing and it's useless. Oops. Whole thing's useless. The battery obviously doesn't fit because I had the dimensions wrong, but hat light itself turned out. These slots right in. The fun part is going to be soldering all these. Oh, that's going to be fun. I also realized another problem. Powering it from this, no problem. But I was thinking, with because of how heavy the battery is, for a tabletop mount, this is perfect. For hanging it inside a tent or something like that. But I could also mount this on the tower because I have the same quarter 20 thread screw in there. And all that weight up top is probably not a good idea. So I think, well, I put this down low. Well, the problem is, theoretically, this can draw 12 amps. Now, I'm not going to draw anywhere close to that, probably more like 8 amps. Because these would need better cooling if you want to push them to 12 amps. Because these are 5-watt cobs. Well, 5 times 1 is 5. So 515. That means these can draw 1 amp at 5 volts. Um, that's a lot of power when you got 12 of them. I mean, this might actually be as bright as the pedal light, just because there's so many of them. But probably better off would be to massively underdrive these, like almost as dim as I can make them, and make up for the fact that it's going to be dim by having 12 of them. This way you'll get a really broad area of light, usable light, and a good battery life. So we'll see. I'll have to, but once I have them wired up, I'll have to try running it. I'll just raw dog it right off the battery, and battery will easily put out 60 watts. That's not a problem. This is handle. Exactly, they'll last forever. Yeah, you underdrive them enough, they'll last forever. is 18 gauge. So ask Google. How many amps can 18 gauge wire handle at 5 volts? Five to 10 amps. So the 18 gauge wire can handle. Because I'm sure it's hell not going to drive them at a full 12 amps. Most likely a high brightness level would be around 8 amps, which is within the spec for 18 gauge wire. Although that's cheap 18 gauge. It's going to be one long strand. It's not going to be inside all bundled up, so you'll have plenty of heat dissipation. Because I want two versions of this. I want this version, of course, because this you could set on a tabletop, whatever, hang it, whatever, hang it from a tree, a porch, hang it in your room here, for emergency lighting if the power goes out. So light up an entire room, no problem. But I also think this would make a very good tower light as well. That no folding parts, yet still super compact. Basically, get rid of this and just have a thin little central post here, just enough to have the 1/4 20 mount. Get rid of all this, and then you'll have a really lightweight tower light versus the much heavier one. If you don't need to light up an area as gigantic as that, this would be perfect. So two versions, and you can print out whichever one you want. Pretty good at soldering, and you'll save a hell of a lot of money because you buy. I saw for the price of one of those LEDs, you could buy 20 of these things. It's so cheap, it's ridiculous. I literally got a whole bag full. I'm probably going to get more. It's such a cheap price. If I can find the seller again, probably going to grab a few more packs when I have the money. If you're going to build the big tower light, the big boy, definitely buy the $40 tripod off Amazon. That's worth it. But if you do want to go the ultra cheap route, I do have the parts for that too. The tripod is basically identical, except it's tinfoil. it's the metal is so thin I could easily rip this apart just by yanking it. But it's the same design. It's the same cantilevered feet design at the bottom as the other one. Actually, for $6.24, I'm actually pretty impressed. Yeah, I mean, you can see how flimsy it is. It's super flimsy, but $6, as long as you're an adult and you're not gonna abuse the shit out of it, it works fine. This one only goes like 6 feet tall, but here's the cool part. I'm thinking this one here be your post. What we do is we remove this all together, and then we take the 10-foot selfie stick. It cost $11. It's like $12. Now this does have a 1/4 20 thread on the bottom, but I would not trust that to be the only connection point to that weight sitting on top of a 10-foot pole. So what I plan to do is remove the bracket from the top of that. This unthreads, and then just stick it in there. So now you have this entire shaft sitting over top of that shaft. That's going to be far, far more durable. I'm wondering if I could even duplicate this so that I can make an adapter that will actually thread into this, or worst case, friction fit inside here, permanently attach it to your, well, we can't permanently, and you won't be able to slide it down, but attach it to the tripod so that, actually, might be a way to permanently attach them. So my curiosity is, I'm betting that this is just a plain metal tube, that this is just pinched onto here. Meaning I should be able to loose. Let's try it. Now I can't pull it out. So there is some sort of a capture in there that keeps me from yanking it out. But I wonder if I loosen this, and I slide this entire bracket down a little bit, exposing a little bit of this top tube, which will allow me to permanently install a 3D printed ring on there that will engage 10-foot pole and give you a nice secure connection. That just might work. See what happens when I do this. Now I can rotate it. Can't slide it down. Why not? Oh, I can slide up, but not down. So it attaches to that one, not this one? Oh, that's actually on this part here, not this part. Okay, I can live with that too. You just 3D print an insert with a screw that goes through it. More properly, no, because what we want is engagement. That might not be enough engagement. It does fit. That might be better. Might be better just to get rid of that altogether and just use the base. Especially if you push this down a little more. That. Now you have a lot more engagement. That becomes your tripod base. And extend this out 1 unit. Every other segment, you have a friction fit segment, then you have a threaded segment, and it's every other. This should then slide right over top of this. Yeah, that works. That's actually pretty solid. Oh yeah. Okay, that works. So you could actually build a halfway decent tripod, especially if you use, if I figure out how to make this with no battery in it, with just the hat light on top, that'll be light enough to not be a problem. Even though this is very stiff, you still don't want a lot of weight at the end of a big long lever. So yeah, that works. I still can't tell if this is actually real carbon fiber, but it's either either real carbon fiber or it's fiberglass with fake carbon fiber on top of it. But either which way, it's incredibly stiff. It's $12. I'm actually thinking about getting more of these when I have the money, just because these would be handy for retrieving rockets out of trees and shit like that. I mean, a 10-foot telescopic pole that fits in a bag that big. Yeah, that's pretty handy. I mean, the whole thing just folds down nice and compact, and it's the ends are threaded, so it all threads into each other like that. And of course, this keeps the end from popping off. Yeah, 10-foot pole, a 3-meter pole, a little more than 10 foot, a little less than 10 foot, but it's basically 10 foot. Not bad. The only thing I don't like is that there's not much there. Works, obviously. That threads in there nicely, but I don't know if I would want to do that with with a battery in there. That would be an awfully heavy lever arm. But no battery? Yeah, I'll do that. It should be relatively easy to wire up. Just, lots of soldering. That just threads off. And now, one thing I probably would do is have a little adapter on the bottom here, just to shift the load away from that pinpoint there and shift the load down here, like I did with that one. So you'll have a little cone down here and engage this, so that if something pushes on it, it's spreading that force over all of this instead of just over this. So the way you would do that is the problem is you can't do a friction fit because you have this on top, and I'm pretty sure that's not removable. And even if I could remove it, then you'd lose your quarter 20, although technically you wouldn't need that at that point. But what I would do is just have a 3D printed donut that you would put around this and glue in place. Not onto the, you wouldn't glue it to the shaft, but it have to be two pieces, two half donuts in order to encircle this. Because can't slide it on because of this. The only way you could slide it on would be to dismantle this, put it on, and then that back on. And I'm pretty sure that is a compression fit to fit in there. I mean, obviously they had to put that on there to assemble this, but I'm pretty sure you'd break it if you took it off. So you'd make two half circles, clamp onto here, glue it. That would slide up and down. So when you put your light on top with your cone sticking out the bottom of the light, then take that washer and push it up inside there, so that it wouldn't wobble. But actually, you can even make it out of TPU. That would work too. Just shove it in there. Yeah, that would work. But that's what makes me think it's carbon fiber. Is that fiberglass has a give? This has no give. I can't believe I got a 3 meter carbon fiber selfie stick. Freaking $12, $11.79. That's ridiculous. What are you gonna do? It's what it is. I'm also thinking I might be able to just reuse this. Just drill that hole out until that fits over on top of this. Looks like it just fits. Yeah, enough give. So I'm thinking drill that out so that this fits over this. With a nice tight fit. And so that would slide down on here. Then you could just epoxy this to this, but not to the shaft, so that it can still slide up and down. This way, when you put your selfie stick on, it would actually thread onto this. You'd have a good solid connection then. Yeah, I think that would be the best way to go. So drill this out until it fits on that. You just have to be careful when you extend this that the pieces don't come out the back, but they can't come all the way out because they're captive. Yeah, that does look like that might actually be carbon fiber. Can't really tell. It might be a fiberglass tube, or no. It's either which way. It's good enough for $12. I'm impressed. Hello, Minima. How are you doing today? Yeah, if you need selfie sticks or retrieval sticks to get stuff out of a tree or just any kind of thing, now I would not use this as a monopod for an SLR, because I would not trust that to my $2,000 camera. Nope. An action camera, sure. Little thumb camera, sure. In fact, this would be perfect for that. This would be perfect for a 360 camera too. But anything heavier than that, yeah. I would just be worried about this torque force. I'm not worried about this failing. I'm worried about breaking the quarter 20 mount inside the camera. How do I bang it without the aluminum banging? doesn't tell me anything. You're right, though. Carbon fiber usually has a bit of a metallic sound, doesn't it? Huh. Also, the other issue is that I can feel the carbon fiber texture, which usually means it's fake. Because usually you're gonna have this, peel ply attached to this and back bag it, and especially a tube. Um, so I shouldn't be able to feel that. I don't know though. Graphite tubes I've dealt with were highly polished. It's when they're not going to polish it because see that carbon fiber pattern. At the price of $12. I'm going on the assumption. Um, I'm going on the assumption that this is a fiberglass tube, and that maybe it has a single layup of carbon fiber around it, or maybe that's a fake carbon fiber applique or some of some kind. But I don't see a joint either. No seam. Either which way, this is absolutely, positively, unquestionably one of the 9+ buys on Temu. This is worth $12. Well worth $12. I'd even go so far as to argue that this is not that bad a deal at $6. This is a chintzy tripod. Do not put your expensive camera on this tripod. I mean, this is some thin stuff. Okay, and look at these legs. They're so floppy. Actually, that one's pretty stiff. Because this one tightens up. The other two though are just this. Look at this. I could bend that with my fingers. Yeah, this is super chintzy. This is about a quarter of the price of that tripod, and it's probably got a quarter of the metal. But you know something? It's braced. It's $6, and it's only got to hold this, so it's fine. So you could build one of these for very little money. And what's interesting is I was thinking, at first I was thinking I'd just run it off of this. I'll just run a cable down USB, power it off of this. But then I realized that's not enough power. Even if I only, so this is 60 watts at full rated power. Let's say I run it at 50% rating. That's still 30 watts. This only puts out 22 watts, and that's at 12 volts. So the only way that would work is if I use both USB-C ports with PD triggers to combine, parallel 12 volts coming out to get 40 watts of output power. You're going to lose quite a bit, when I convert that back down to 5 volts at the head. And then, of course, you're going to lose some in resistance going up the wire. So that probably would get you your 30 watts, but at a huge loss. You'd be much better off just running direct to the BMS. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I probably don't even. I also realized I probably don't need to regulate these things, since 12 of them plus the wire and the BMS itself are all going to self-regulate. So we could probably just raw dog it. Literally battery, BMS, switch, power. Just raw dog the whole thing and have this. I need to design a mount for this, of course, for down here. But that would be something that would, after you open this would just actually this would attach to the 10-foot rod. 10-foot rod's going to slide over top of this. You'd attach this to the 10-foot rod. You'd want it all the way down here for balance. You just have an on-off switch. Okay, get doing it. this is an absolute buy. I mean, this is nice. They have it in gold and silver. You'll know you found it when it gives you the option of golden or silver. All that means is that this ring is gold or silver. That's all it means. So just pick whichever one's cheaper. Whatever reason, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, the listings, one of the colors is always a slightly cheaper price, like a buck or two cheaper. Emu. Raw capitalism. In fact, let me bring that up. So I believe, I could just type in 3-meter selfie stick. I think that worked. Yes. Show you my screen. Oh yeah. Up. So type in 3-meter selfie stick. You can see the first two listings, 1256 and 1168. Yeah. So that one there. This one looks like it's only available in the silver, black color, whatever. But either which way, there it goes. $11 because I have credit. Promos and credit to $13.42, so you should be able to get it for about 12 bucks. Give or take $1. It says it's carbon fiber, but they lie all the time. That's okay. I don't care. It's more than stiff enough. And the price is fantastic. Just can't argue with it. So there's that. Then the other one, I think I just typed in tripod. Oh, keep forgetting I can't leave this box. Tripod, there it is. $6.24. So there's the tripod for $6.24. That's actually 7 feet tall. If you only need one 7 feet tall, you can get away with ordering just this and not order the 10-foot stick. So that's up to you. They misspelled thinning. They're trying to say thickening as in this is heavy duty. No, they used the skinniest metal they could on this to get that price down to $6. Oh boy, did they skinny it down. Although this one here is 83 inches. I think it's the same though. You know, there might be a cheaper way to, because you'll only need 3 more feet. Get 10 foot. So you might be able to just take a cheap, 3-foot selfie stick and thread it right on the top of this. I wish it had that kind of a top. See that top right there? See how that has a plate? So it spreads the force a little bit. That'd be so much better if it that. Okay, so there you go. You can either, if you're okay with 7-foot tall, you just buy the $6 tripod. And if you want the full, 10, 11-foot tall, then also buy the 3-meter selfie stick. The advantage of the, in fact, I keep forgetting I can't do that. I'm just trying to find cheaper and cheaper ways to do it. So this selfie stick is only $6. This one's $10. Can we find one for 5? Here's one for $3.85. But it's local seller, so you gotta be careful with that. Wait a minute. It's 3 meters? That's a similar rod. How long is it? 1.5 meters, 60 inches. Okay. Now, to make this equitable, we need to find something under $5. Just a simple little, here we go. No, we don't want flexible. What we want is a stiff version of this. Something inflexible. Just to give us that extra 3. That's 68 inches tall? Holy crap. They're available. Sometimes you can even get them like dollar stores, or like Five and Below stores. Just a little selfie stick. All you have to do is make sure it has a wow, 195 inches, 5 meters. That's a big boy. And does it come with a tripod? That little tripod there? Doubt it. $25 for a 5 meter carbon fiber rod. There's no way that's carbon fiber. I mean, that's a $150 pole anywhere else. Can't be carbon fiber. But it might be. You know, a lot of that cost is our cost. Even if it's a non-carbon fiber rod just wrapped in a single layer of carbon fiber, that's good enough. That's save that. On. Why can't I add now? Add to my cart? Yeah, I can. Wow. Yeah, but if you can find a little, $3 or $4 3-foot rod, you can add that to the top of the 7-foot tripod, and you could do this for around $10, which is just ridiculously cheap. So here's a 29-inch for $6. So that brings you down to $13. It's got this thread on the bottom, so you literally just thread this right on top of the other one. See if anybody's got it cheaper than 5. I know 25 is the cheapest. That's amazing. That's truly amazing. How big is this pole? Is 20 millimeters. All you would have to carry with you this. Just have to carry these 2 pieces and you're light. I'm impressed by this rod. It's impressive. Really impressive. What are they selling that for on Amazon? I bet you a lot. Let's see. Actually, not bad. $24. Now here's $20. You know, considering Amazon charges 40% for FBA, that's basically the same price. That's actually not bad, guys. That's genuinely not that bad when you consider the Amazon tax. Wow. Yep, exact same thing. So you can get it for 12 if you order it from China, or you can get it for 20 ordered next day shipping from Amazon. Let's put that under project goodies. Project goodies. Project goodies. Now let's see if that dirt cheap tripod is here. Here's one for 14 bucks. But see, at that point, you're spending on Amazon, you're spending 20 plus 14, that's $35. You might as well pay the extra $6 and get the 10-foot heavy duty tripod. So if you want the selfie stick, not so bad. But if you're going to combine the two to make a 10-foot tower, then you might as well just buy the 10-foot tower that I've already got listed. That's a better deal. Yeah, definitely a better deal. $12 is the cheapest price I've seen so far. 4 legs? Never seen one with 4 legs. Huh. Actually, kind of like that. Spreads the load more. Okay. All right, let's work on this. All right, so let's hide this. Need to dismantle this. That's my tripod mount. What did I separate? I have no idea what I separated. What am I separating? Oh, these holes here. Ingress points for the wires. Right, there's the zip tie connection points. There is the insert for the actual LED emitters. And there's the body. That's what I wanted. So let's do this. All of you disconnect you. That should disconnect all of that. I can combine all this. Not want that. Okay. There's the crown itself. Good. Now I can manipulate this. Let's move a little bit. Up. Up here. Now we take this, we split it. That's our gut out. There is our pieces. Okay. Got this. That is, I don't even know why I did that. Oh, because I was being lazy. Fix that. In fact, let's fix that right now. This way. This. Join it with this one. They are a pair. Center it so that we don't have any alignment issues in the future. I'll split this again. There we go. Okay. This is going to be tricky. What I need to do, that's already a pair. So I can select all this, hide it, which gives me access to this. Split. Split this again. Split this again. Got it. Got it. Okay. Should be able to this join this one. Nope. Selecting too much again. So what is it selecting? It's got something else it's selecting. That. There we go. Okay. Reason I need to do that we are exactly 10 millimeters off. So this way, 5 millimeters. This one needs to be this way, 5 millimeters. Okay. This is gonna get tricky. Yeah, I need split again. Go. Need these to be split. These two to be joined. These two to be joined. Okay. This and this. 5 millimeters. Because I have to also keep these aligned so the screws will fit. This and this. This way, -5. Okay. Now, question. Should I simply extend these walls? Is there any reason not to? Just take this and do that. Is there any reason not to do that? Yes, because then I can't get the wires in. Actually, that's a problem. Now these wires have no path in. I have to move over to here. Separate these. get them inside this cavity here. I don't have to actually. It would just work better if I did, I think. Now we read these and center it on this. Come on. There it's centered. I don't like this. Ew. Don't like that at all. Oh. Easiest way to do that is to this. Something like this. Actually, it's this. You, and you, join, cut off the ends, then we extend. Easiest way to manage that is to wall here, drop, Control D, wall here, drop, join these two together. And we take this, make it 171.98 so that it is O2 smaller, so it doesn't create that stupid little line. That into a hole. There. Now it goes all the way to the end without actually touching the end. Okay. I believe I now need to take this and this and join them. Now I need to take this and join it. Actually, I think these two can just join. Order in which you join them is important. Okay, that should do it. Get everything? I just joined them now. Fit it. Threaded hole. Cavity is clean. Battery gets cradled. There is a change I wanted to make. I think I need to make this a little bit smaller. Let's make this 15. I think the wall thickness was too thin. That cannot still be centered. I just shrank it a millimeter. Yet it's somehow still centered? That shouldn't be possible. Huh. That means it wasn't centered before. Right. That'll thicken up the walls a little bit. Give me an extra 0.5 millimeter on each side. Now we take all this, join it. I love how it shows purple, but it makes it red. So annoying. Okay. Well, let's go back a step because there is one more change I want to make. I want to thin this a little bit. Just want to clip this point off of that. Just the tip. So it's not so sharp. Again, this will be less likely to whop you in the head. Actually, that's a little too rough. Take this, increase the number of sides. 81 is probably fine. What the hell? It's missing a piece? Seriously? Huh. It needs to be a hair bigger. Go figure. Wall thickness up. Intersect. Something like that. Okay. Yeah. Good. Nice and round. Now we take all this and join it. Right. All right. That is done. Now we should be able to just merge all of this. This, I can get away with making it solid. In fact, I think I do want me. I want a center bridge here. I want to take these. Actually, I could just take this. Out like this. No, can't do that. I have to extend these. Because I need space for the shaft. This I can do. Can't do. This will reduce the wall count a little bit, which will make this part a little lighter. And this will beef up. I noticed this was a little flexible in the middle here. I noticed that this was a bit more flexible than I would like. So this will stiffen that up nicely. In fact, I should probably do the same thing here. Yes, in fact, I will. You don't need the holes. Those. Take this. That means I should do this. Same extension here. Simplify this part. I should print a little nicer. There it is. Okay, that'll stiffen it up nice. No, I can't do that all at once. Oh, that's another thing I could do. That shorter. 12, yeah. Try to make that 8. That long. What's that? 5 millimeters. So 8 gives me a little excess. Okay. Really need to going to end. All of this except for this. Hide it. So I want to I'll trim the edges of this a little bit. See? These two. This. Center it. Okay. That works. There we go. Hey. Why'd you do that? Ooh. Having a tough time. Oh, I didn't lose too much. Excuse me. Why did you undo it? That works. You. Come on. There we go. I really should round off these corners too. In fact, I think I will. It'll be a bit of work, but I don't mind. This I should be able to just join. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Okay. How do I do this? So if I want a 5mm curve, this and this. So this needs to be 5 by 5. Oh, I need bigger. 10 by 10. Yeah, that works. 20 by 20. This also needs to be 10 by 10. Oh, Then I take these two and I align them on their corners. This. Okay, now if I remember correctly, I do a Control D, turn it into a hollow, and I make it 5. I do a Control D again, into a hollow, 5. That should get me my corner. Does it? Into a hollow. Now, should just be able to align this. Line here, here. Of course, it's on the other end. Here. One there. One over here. One over here. I can delete the extras. Let's make sure these are identical. 186 by 48. 186 by 48. You are going to get rotated that way. You are going to get rotated this way. You this way. Okay. Now we take this and really got to get in my way, don't you? Want this corner and this corner. Then we want this and this. Line on you. Again, this corner and this corner. Line you. You and you. All right, and then we take all 4 of you. Join. Control D. Align. Center. Up. Go. That gives me nice rounded corners. Ah, oh, look at that. Ah, nice. Oh, hell yeah, that came out nice. Look at that. Oh, hell yeah. Now there's no sharp corners anywhere on this. Very nice. Even though it doesn't actually need it, I'm thinking about adding a top to this so that it's not a bridge. Line. Center. Turn off the resolution limit. Good. 6. Fine. Very nice. Much better. Oh, that looks good. That makes me happy. That makes me very happy. All right. Will the LED fit? Well, I haven't changed the opening for the LEDs. That's fixed. I have a cutout pattern that makes that for that. I haven't changed fitment at all. But basically, all the changes we just made are purely cosmetic. Well, this adds a little structure because I didn't like how squishy it was. Otherwise, everything we've done is just cosmetic. I've gotten rid of all the rough edges. The only thing that didn't fit is the battery didn't fit. Wait a minute. This is wrong. The battery's not going to fit in here. No, the battery fits in here. I can't have this. Shit. Oh my god, that was stupid. The battery fits in this cavity. I can't have that in the middle there. Oh my god, that would have been so stupid. This can't exist there. I almost screwed that up. That would have sucked to print that, just to discover that. Oh my god, that would have sucked. Where does this come from? Doesn't matter, but where does that come from? Doesn't matter. Look at the LEDs just underneath that. What LEDs just underneath that? What are you talking about? Okay. See this slot right here? That's what these go into. These just slot right in. See? It's just a slot. That slides right into that slot like that. So this opening has not changed. Slot right in just like that. Ah, come on. Right? Now the opening on the back here, that's just to allow heat dissipation. That's so it's not sealed in by plastic, so the bare aluminum can radiate the heat away. And you could even add a little heat sink there if you want to. Okay. That means I also need to alter this. I did the same dumb thing where I added this, which I can't do. if I want to reinforce this center, I have to add it externally, or I have to make the whole thing bigger. Just need you. I should be able to just select all this and out catching the rest. There we go. Oh, got to send Michelle a link. Herp. Yeah, go away. What are you doing? Got to send Michelle a link. Okay. This is looking real. That looks clean. Got rid of the sharp edges. I'd love to get rid of this sharp edge here. I don't think I really need to. Overthink. I think just taking a deburring tool around that would be enough. Hey. Hi, Michelle. The ender. Yeah. Boy, this really cleaned up nicely. Oh, right here. Yeah. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Yeah, I missed that. Okay. Well, I can do this. Do this. And this. And this. Join those all together. Okay. Now we take this, unjoin. This and unjoin again. There it is. Let's grab this and this just to get it one step behind. Out of the way. Yeah, we got to clip off that little bit right there. Okay. That's what I missed. Thank you for that. I almost missed that. There we go. Clipped off that little bit that was interfering with these two slots here. Okay. Good. Even though I don't need to, I really want to clean this up a little bit. Which one's higher? I think that's higher. I think I need to do this. I don't need to do this, but I want to. I want that top surface to be planed. Like that. That's what it's supposed to. Oh shit, those weren't joined. I didn't realize that. Gotta fix that. Okay. Huh. I thought I joined these all. Yeah, these were never joined. Those. These. Actually, rather it be a single step. These are all joined, right? Yes. Okay. Hide. Hide. There we go. Now we grab all these, join them as a single object, bring everything back, hide the battery. There we go. Now let's join this and this. Get that out of the way. Okay. But this thing loves red. There we go. Our top surface is planed. I would love to get rid of this sharp corner, but I'm being obsessive now. All right, our two slots are clear. And the two slots are clear. Our holes come into the cavity. Cleaned up our tripod mount, made it shorter, beveled it, rounded all the corners, rounded the top, rounded the sharp points away from here. I really should. I could round off this too, but I don't think I need to. It's not really sharp. Yeah, that's not really sharp. This up here is a little sharp. Got rid of that. All right. All right. Table light top. Table light bottom. Come on. Ow. Oh, I forgot. I have to put the I still have to put the holes in for the switch and for the USB port, which we're going to use this new one for. Okay, let's go to AliExpress and see if there's any dim specs. Make me sign in again. There it is. There ain't no way in hell that little wire is handling 5 amps. No. Bullshit. Yeah, I'd call BS on that. Okay. Download that. Okay. Oh, it doesn't give the width. Isn't that interesting? It forgot to add what the actual width of this is. Isn't that annoying? All right. Well, this is a thin wall, so it doesn't actually matter. Excuse me. Make it 12.2. Now, how thick is it? Like 5 millimeters? Like 5. Let's make it 5.5. All right, it should be a simple. For this particular model, it should be that simple. Should be able to just shove it right in there. Okay. Now we need the other one. Flashlight. Why would you skip everything? What? There it is. There. That is my cutout for the switch. Rest of this just be deleted. Copy. works. Go 1/2 millimeter. Go. Oh, I gotta shift that a little bit. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a tough time getting in there with a screwdriver. This is just a push fit. This, I've got to fit far to the center as I can. Got plenty of room. That's where the switch goes. That's where the USB port goes. And everything just sits inside of here. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. The only thing I don't have in here is any way to adjust the brightness. I'm not going to use an LED driver because I'd have to buy at least 12 of them. Or even if I paired them up, I would need 6 of them, and I'm not soldering those things 6 times. No. Those things are a pain in the ass. So I got to figure out another way to control the voltage. Probably just a secondary output from the switch to a simple resistance dropper, maybe? Maybe I can go watch a couple Big Clive videos and learn how to make a capacitive dropper. Whichever one's more efficient. Boy, this is going to print really nice. Hi. Wait. Stuff I find a use for this. Uh-oh. It's not letting me out. Did I get too complicated? No, no problem merging it. Tinkercad's just being ornery. I'm still connected? This is excellent. Come on, export it. Hard time. That's thick enough. It's only thin for the last couple layers. Bubble and everything. There it goes. Right. Now we copy this. New one. Now let's make the ultralight hat light. Hat light. This. You. I do need. No. I do need to make this a bit thicker. I think it'd be good enough just to put a beam in here. How big is this? $5 millimeters thick. Good. Good. Get his cigarettes. Almost forgot. I gotta give myself a cigarette. Got $9. At $9 on my Google Play rewards. Gotta pay myself. Actually, let's just rotate this. Yeah, that'll solve the problem. Yeah, that solves it. Oh, wrong one. This. Hell, how did that get lifted up? That happened. That. That can go away. Huh. Hmm. How that happened? Why won't this load? Balance. Go. For those who don't know what that is, there's an app called, if you're in the US, called Google Play Rewards. Basically, upload receipts, answer survey questions. They give you money, but the problem is they don't give you cash. They give you credit for the Google Play Store. Well, there's one way you can get cash out. If you have a YouTube channel that's monetized, send yourself a super chat, and you can use your play balance to pay yourself that super chat. You lose 30% of it because YouTube takes 30% of super chats. But it's still, I mean, I don't buy all that many apps, and I certainly don't spend money in games. So it's an easy way for me to extract some of that money as cash. Okay. That's it. So this is a super simple one. Literally, that's it. Because I'm going to power it from down below. What I'll probably do, I might actually put a little control box on here, but I'll probably put a voltage regulator up here. I just got to see if there's an easy way to do that. Wait a minute. I should be able to do series and run this thing straight off 18 volts. So 20 volts. How much is that? Calculate. 20 divided by 3. 6.66. So I'll be pushing them a little hard? Well, maybe not. So if I run 6 of these lights in series, that'll take 18 volts. So I run a 6S2P configuration. I run these 6 in series, these 6 in series, and these two 6S in 2P parallel, and I can run this straight off an 18-volt battery. Ooh, that should work. Damn. That might actually work. So 20 divided by 6, 3.3 volts. That's almost exactly perfect. That's the 3.2 volts that lithium iron phosphate puts out, which means I should be running each of these at around 3 watts, which is a 36 watt LED light. Should be pushing 140, 150 lumens per watt, which would be really nice. Wow, I didn't think of that. Ooh. Let's put a couple of slivers for control copy out here. Let's separate you. Delete. Separate. Delete. Yeah. All right. This. That'll work. Let's make this a little beefier. I don't think I need to. I think it's strong enough. Yeah, I think it's strong enough. That ain't gonna break. Control D. Put a couple of them in. U and U. Join. Control D. Bring you over here. Join with this one. All right, then we take this, and we center a line. Line on you. Not what I wanted. Wait a minute, this and this. Come on. Play nice. Now they're centered. Okay. Now I have places to put zip ties. Oh, hell yeah. In fact, I want to beef it up a little bit. This. Duplicate. 90. There we go. That'll be much stronger and only add a few grams. Oh, hell yeah. Hey, DeWitt. I want to smooth that out a little bit. Take this. This. You and you. Okay. Then we take this. Hold D. Hole. N. Control D. Hole. And 10. Join. Go. Now we push this into the corner here. Now, those should not be, what the hell? That should not be doing that. That should look like that. It's not centered. Oh, you dirtbag. How did that happen? Those got shifted. Urgh. Okay. Yeah. That got shifted somehow. You and you. Come on. You and you. Align. On you. Go. Delete you. Duplicate. Oh, wait a minute. First, we join you and you. Then we control D. Rotate you 90 degrees. Ah! Okay. Right. Take the. Come on. Don't mess with me. you and you. Make sure you are aligned on you. It's going to be this. Take you and you. Line on you. Make sure you are properly centered. Okay. Change the goddamn colors. Okay. All right. Now, do this. Put you here. Drop. Then we put you here. Drop. Then we shorten. Interesting. I would like it to be at least 2 millimeters tall. So instead of shortening this, I'm going to heighten this. Turn off this. You just there we go. Oh, now we are no longer the correct size. Okay, let's go back. Back to the correct size. So what we can do is we can cheat this way. This 12 by 12. .5. There. Now they're exactly centered. Have a little bit of curve there. Don't like it. What I need to do, I'm going down that perfection paralysis rabbit hole just a little bit. I think it's going to be worth it. There we go. That should do it. You and you. Okay. Fine. Let's center these just because that's going to piss me off later. Don't. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, drop a master ring. Like this. You. Line. On you. You and you. Line. On you. Here and here. You. And we control D. Going with you. Rotate 90 degrees. Let me do it again. Again. delete you. Alrighty, that cleans up that center real nice. Grab those 4. Join. Different color. Do a different color. So that when we unjoin them, we know they actually unjoined. Okay. That looks good. Now, do I want to add those fillets here? Might be worth doing, just because it'll make this print a lot more stable, even if just a tiny bit. Okay. Actually, those should be paired. Oh yes. I very, very rarely require supports. This will absolutely not require supports. Ooh, that looks kind of nice. This needs to come out a little bit so we have a proper overlap. Like that. This way our first layer looks nice. Kind of like that. Alrighty. Now, create a new master ring. Radius. Align here. Center. Center. Then we take this. Duplicate. Select the master ring. Rotate 90 degrees. Get it again and again. Right, what I'm doing now is unnecessary. I'm just fine-tuning for cleanliness, just to make it pretty. Join to the group. If I remove most of the harsh angles, so the ones that are close to 90 degrees or less, it'll print a lot smoother. Okay. Very nice. And because I'm greedy, are going to eliminate the first layer problem. Okay. Take this line this way and this way. Then we take this Put it here. Take this and shift it out this way like this. This back. Lift this. .3. I think I could print this whole thing at a 0.3 layer height. And cut. Shoot. Got an ask. There. Now this first layer will print as one single perimeter for the whole thing, which will basically eliminate any problems with it lifting up. This will be super lightweight. Let me show you. Super easy. Let me get this exported first. The little LED drivers are a pain in the ass. Now, if you want yours brighter, you could probably skip the LED driver altogether. I don't know. You'll have to see how warm they get. But I think these LED modules might be self-limiting. Possibly, meaning you might not need an LED driver. I know. Aren't they a pain in the ass? That's why you want to use thin wire, like 22 gauge, so that you can stick it right through the hole. It's so much easier to solder if you can put it through the hole, because then all you have to do is wet it with the solder, and it'll grab like that. Damn, this really came out nice. I'm kind of excited for this. And I think if I wire this in a 6S2B configuration, I could run this straight off an 18-volt battery. I hate much. Oh, that's so nasty. Okay, hat light is downloaded. Let's go to printables. Boy, I got some voltage boost converter. And these things are freaking tiny, man. I didn't realize how small they were. MT608s. Okay. So we go to mine. And we go to the flashlight. Files. Oh no, we need this one. Component schematics. So one of the files that you should have when you download this is component schematics. So this shows you how to connect the BMS. So you're going to have, yours might look a little bit different, but basically you're going to have two marked B, two marked P. Battery connects to here. Everything else connects to here. This is the LED driver. All right, so the way this works is your positive comes into these two ports here, V1 and CE. Basically, you put the positive wire here and you short it with this connection here. I don't know why, but it has to connect to both of these. Now, your ground is common, so your ground connects to the LED and to here. This is G. And then the positive from the LED connects to here. So the red wire from the LED connects here. Your black wire connects here and connects both to the LED and to your switch. And your positive from the switch connects to both of these. They are through hole, so what I did with mine was I stripped out the wire. I'm showing you the screen, right? Yes. I stripped the wire for this one here to be extra long, like 1.5 inches long. And what I did was I fed the wire up through the hole from the bottom. I then took a little tiny pair of pliers, I bent it around 180 degrees, and I shoved it back down through this hole here. So basically I created a loop. Wire comes up from underneath, up this hole, around and down this hole. And then I soldered it. And then I snipped off the excess on the back. So much easier. um, then common ground, and then positive to the LED here. This is the switch. So the switch has the center is your common to both left and right. So your power comes in here, positive and negative, whichever one you want, doesn't matter. And then one side will be for the emitters facing forward. The other side will be for the emitter on the side of the light. So one of them will connect to these two, and one of them will connect to this one. This one, you just turn the driver down so it's dimmer. This doesn't need to be super bright because you're just lighting up the desk around you. These, I would just crank it all the way up since you're running 2 on 1. Or if you want it to be brighter, use 2 drivers, one for each LED. This way you can go a little bit brighter. But that's it right there. So that's how you connect the BMS. That's how you connect the LED driver. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would use a thinner gauge wire because remember, you're only pulling 5 watts for each LED. So even a really thin wire is more than enough. But the advantage of a thin wire is that you can just push it right through the hole in the LED driver. And that makes soldering it so much easier. I actually tried to look for a larger LED driver just because it was so tiny. But once I figured out how to use the through hole, it was a lot easier. Remember, you want nice thin wire like this. Thin wire. Just go right through that hole. Once you have the wire going through the hole, it's so much easier. You hungry, baby? Let's see if I can find. Oh, I can just look up my orders. And don't forget the power supply. I also have that uploaded. That's this one here. It's actually even an easier print. You print the center, you print the 2 end caps in TPU, then you print the 2 little inserts that go inside the end cap just to cover this up. And then this is super easy to solder. You just the positive and negative is here. are right here. These two connections right here. That's it. Positive, negative on the battery, and you're done. This handles charging. This handles everything. Just take a picture of that and do a search. Grab this, save image as. It's a stupid. Why is it using WebP? I hate WebP. Screenshot. Then you go to AliExpress. Click the little camera icon here, upload a photo. There it is. It's going to find it for you. And make sure it's choice at $4.11. Just make sure it's the one for lithium iron phosphate. Yes, see? Lithium iron phosphate. Sometimes there's two different ones. This one just has LEDs. This one has a number display. Now, that tail cap for the power bank will fit the flashlight. Just make sure you run an extra wire down the length of the battery in the flashlight so that you can connect this to the flashlight. And now you can have a power bank and a flashlight. If you're going to have that big of a battery, you might as well. But this this tail cap will fit on the end of the flashlight. The only thing you might need, you might need to adjust this piece here. You might need to adjust the length of this to properly fit inside the flashlight to keep the battery from jostling around. So while this is scaled properly for this, it might not be scaled properly for the flashlight. I have not tested it yet. I will upload a corrected file once I do that. But yeah, this also prints with no support as one piece. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. Now the cool thing is that when you hook this up with your flashlight, you can use. Keep in mind, anytime you use the flashlight, that will not be reflected in the percent meter on the power bank thing. That's okay. Nothing bad will happen. Meter just won't be accurate. That's all. But the cool thing is, you can plug a USB charger into both of them. You can plug a USB charger into the flashlight's USB port, and you can plug a USB charger into the power bank port. And that will give you the ability to use two chargers simultaneously, doubling the speed at which you can charge the flashlight. It theoretically charges at 45 watts. And the battery will handle that just fine. Yeah, that's cheap. $4.11. Most of these cheaper ones you gotta watch because they're gonna have a shipping charge. You want to look for the ones that say choice because there's no shipping. So for $8.22, you get two of these to make a power bank, or get three of them, and you can make a double-ended power bank and convert your flashlight into a power bank as well. The reason I did the double-ended was that these work independently of each other. So even though your percent displays will totally not be accurate ever again until you recharge it, you can charge two 20-watt devices simultaneously, which is really nice. When you have a battery this big, it becomes useful to be able to charge two devices simultaneously at full power. If you're worried about this getting a little hot, get one of those little like 8x8 or 10x10 heat sinks that have the sticky stuff on it. And although I have not had a problem with overheating, just stick it on. Not showing me the back. Anyway, there's an obvious metal patch on the back of this, which is where the heat is dissipated. Just stick it on there. It's not showing me the back of it. Yeah, see this one? This one's for lithium batteries, and this one's for lithium iron phosphate batteries. Yeah, see? Lithium iron model and regular lithium batteries. Yeah, this is 3.7 volt full 4.2. This one says 3.2 volts full 3.65. Get this one, gonna burn up that battery. You know, it's pretty being purple. Can't use that one. You got to use the one that says lithium iron, 3.2 volts. Huh. They really don't have a picture of the other side, huh? I think they would. They don't. You might have a tough time getting the 20 gauge wire to fit on the board. Well, this is the extra piece you print. So this is all one piece. Prints standing up, no support. Then you also print this. And it just friction fits inside there. And then 4 screws hold that in to the 4 little M2 screws. And this just fits right in there. Still lets you see the display. If I can make light up. Can't see because it's too bright. Yeah, it's too bright. Get the idea. But yeah, that's nice. I like this a lot. I use this every day. This battery will outlive me, so I use it all the time. I can plug in 2 A ports and 2 C ports, and then I can plug in 2 20-watt chargers. Charge this bitch at 40 watts. Yeah, I don't have to wait. I hate waiting. But being able to charge at 40 watts is nice. Sorry. I'm sorry, babe. Okay. And there's your connections right there, plus and minus to the battery. That's it. That's all there is to it. Switches, no extra hardware, nothing. 4 M2 screws, screw it in. The screw holes are already there. And then if these do not work for you, like if you can't get your wire in there, just take your nippers. Just take your nippers like this and open them up and stick them in the hole and pour out the hole a little bit bigger. I was able to do that, and I was able to stick my 20 gauge wire through there. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to this. This is going to be nice. Man, it's going to be nice. Okay. Let's clear up some resources. I gauge it's not so rough. This one. I gotta make an adjustment for the flashlight for that new charging port as well, so you can use either one. Oh, I need. Right, let's make sure the files are clean. Do you have any other questions, DeWitt? Probably didn't kill it if you wired it wrong. It's no big deal. Shouldn't kill it. Oof. I don't know why this file has so many errors. Like, what are the errors from? No idea. Where is my reader? What are you meowing me for, huh? My USB reader. What the hell? It's gone? There. There. My USB reader appears to be gone. Of course, I have two of them and they're both gone. Where is the other reader? Come on. Gotta be a pest. There it is. Why it was there? Let's see. That should be 0.2. $20% for the first leg. Try a 0.1 separation. That's the old one. I want the new one. Bottom. There we go. That looks so pretty. Get that. Bottom. This one, I'm going to do this one at 5 degrees. Does not need supports. That gets a little messy, but That is 71. That's 21.3 millimeters. $80. 24 millimeters. Down to 5 top solid layers. Double the infill to 40%. Just for that top bit. That should close it up nicely. Okay. This is not so good, but it's on the inside. You can't see it, so I don't care. Okay. Okay. I like it. And it only takes 106 grams of plastic. I could probably reduce that. Oh yeah. Let's do 12%. Get down to 100 grams. Just for shiggles. 103. That's really annoying. 101. Oh, it's so close. That's something. 30 millimeters. 3 times 3 is 9, so that's 9 millimeters tall. Layers 9. Variable. No. Variable. 9. Why didn't that work? I didn't click add. Add. Turn off the. This part doesn't need. Yeah, bitch. 99 grams. I should probably add another top layer. So that might push me over 100. Stay under 100. Close enough. 100.41. I can live with that. Just the question is, will that actually print? No infill. Very cool. Okay. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna print this. I do have to skedaddle. The Roadrunner is today. I want to go get my Roadrunner goodies. Um, but that's it. I am going to print the Hatlight version first. That'll mount right on top of a tripod really easily. This might actually be better than my big one with the big leaves, because this one has no moving parts, and although it's a lot more work, wire this up because you're gonna have to make 24 solder joints. And of course, if you make this one, you got to wire them all in parallel. But if you make the Hatlight one, you got to wire them in a 6S2P configuration. In that regard, it's gonna be okay. I am excited for this. It's gonna work really well. That's it. I will see you guys later. See you next week. I screwed up a little bit with the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival. I'm still going, of course. You know, I'll be there, but I might not have a table. I didn't have the money in time to buy a table before the tickets sold out. So now I'm 20 in line on a wait list. So there's no guarantee I'll get it. If anybody knows anybody who's not using an entire table, will let me use half of one, or even a quarter of one, just to show off some of my stuff. But otherwise, you know, I'll still be there no matter what. Table. Kitties. You're licking. Licky cats, licky cats. Bother them. Some cats get annoyed when you do that. All right, I will see you guys later.